Jai Sadgurudeo, everyone. Good morning to all of you. My name is Lalmani and I have joined this Satsang from New Jersey. Welcome to weekly English Satsang organized by North America Institute of Vihangam Yoga. Since most of you have been joining the Satsang for a long time, so you know the drill. But just to give a new flavor, there is a twist, or you can call it as a sweet tadka today. I have a partner to help me in hosting. So I would like her to introduce herself. Please go ahead, my co-host.
Thank you, Papa, for giving me this opportunity. Jai Sadgurudeo, everyone. My name is Shivani, and today I would act as a co-host and also try to listen and understand the satsang. I apologize in advance if I make any mistakes, since this is my first time I am co-hosting the Sunday satsang at this big platform.
Thank you, Shivani, for accepting this seva. I'm sure you will motivate others too. Sadhguru's blessings are with you. Okay, let's move ahead. So in the current times, our day-to-day life has become busy in fulfilling our physical and mental requirements and social responsibilities. In this fast-paced routine life, the requirements of the soul are often forgotten. So first of all, I congratulate each one of you for taking some time from your busy schedule to fulfill the requirement of our soul through this satsang. So the ultimate goal of this human life is union with the Supreme Soul, or you can say liberation. In this path, Swarved acts as a torchbearer. And for the last few months, we have been understanding a selected doha from Swarved. Today also we have a selected doha. This doha is from Pratham Mandal, Pratham Adhyay, and doha number is 47.
The Doha has been displayed on the screen. Today, our speaker is not only successful in his professional life, but also maintains a good understanding of Vihangam Yoga knowledge. His explanation is very simple and to the point. His simplicity reflects off of his face. Without further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Subhashji from New York. Over to you, Uncle.
Jai Sadgurudeo to all. And first of all, my offering in the holy feet of Sadgurudeo. Akhandamandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam tadpadam darshitam yena tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. First of all, I thank you all for joining the session today. Without your presence, it won't be a satsang. And giving me the opportunity to share my viewpoint with limited experience and intellect on this couplet of Swarveda. This is very important couplet in some form. I would like to share the anatomical description, because yesterday there was a lot of discussion going on. So I thought, why not to move away from Adhyatma and talk about human anatomy. Now, again, there may be errors because there are a lot of mysteries here which are solved if you are on the spiritual path, but these are yet unsolved if you are looking for an explanation, a biological, physical explanation. Yesterday, one of the questions was, are these chakras located in our physical body? Yes, they have a location in the physical body, although some literature says that they can be only found in the subtle body and not in the gross body. But their location is very well defined, and I've tried to go through it to the best of my ability. So the first chakra, Muladhara chakra, then comes Swadhisthana or sacral, Manipurak or solar, Anahat or heart, Visuddhi or throat, Agya or the third eye, Sahasrara or the crown. See, every chakra, if you learn about them from a biological perspective, chakras means wheel. So as they see it as a wheel of energy. The way it is present, it has connection with the nerves or the nadis and connection with the respective gonads, not gonads, respective endocrine gland of our body. For example, the Muladhara chakra is something that has connection with the gonads, ovaries and testes. The Swadhisthana has connection with the adrenal gland. And I will not take a lot of time on this biological stuff. I will take just 5 minutes, and then we will come to the Doha and what we are here today for. The Manipurak is in relation to the pancreas gland, the one that we know for diabetes. The heart chakra is in relation with the thymus gland. Then comes the Visuddhi chakra. There is a gland here known as thyroid gland. And if you look at the third eye chakra, the third eye chakra relates more with the pineal gland, not the pituitary gland. Again, to show the location in the body, you see the root chakra, testes and ovary, then the sacral chakra, and the adrenal glands are located here. This is what thymus, thyroid, pituitary, and the backmost pineal gland. As I was sharing yesterday, that they're all linked to nerve plexuses in our body. They all regulate major bodily functions at the biological level. So as you can see, this is the human body, and this is the vertebral column, reed ki haddi. And inside the vertebral column, this thin is your spinal cord. This nerve plexus here in red that you see here, it relates to Muladhara chakra. Then here you will have the Swadhisthana chakra, the nerve plexus here, which is at the sacro-lumbar, lumbosacral junction. Then your Manipurak chakra will be at the level of L1, where the spinal cord ends. Anahat has to do with the heart, and it relates to just like the pacemaker gives rhythm to the heart, there are two nodes in the heart, sinoatrial node and avian node. And then the pharyngeal plexus, pharynx is this part in the neck through which we eat food, the food goes through the pharynx and goes down. So in this area, there is nerve plexus, pharyngeal plexus. Then there are other ganglias, a ganglion that relates to the Agya chakra, and the ganglion that relates with the Sahasrara chakra. So we will look at it in some finer detail to get a better understanding. We'll start with the first chakra, that is Muladhara. So as you can see in this human body, and this is the vertebral column or Rel ki Haddi, and here is the location of the first chakra, that is known as sacrococcygeal ganglion impar. So we talk about Susmana, Ingla, and Pingla. So Susman Pravah begins here anatomically, biologically, for those who bring it in discussion. And the spiritual realm is totally different. But realm of knowledge, just to avoid such discussions. So Susman Pravah begins here. And with the blessings of the Sadgurudeo, all these chakra located are, as we were saying yesterday, Sodhana versus Vedana. All these chakras are stimulated or are done, or they are, we won those chakras just by the blessings of Sadgurudeo, which leads to Susman Pravah. And here we talk about Ingla, Pingla, Nari. So if you look at the sympathetic trunk on the two sides that combine here, and this is the ganglion, which correlates with the Muladhara chakra. If you look at the Swadhisthana chakra, as I told you, it is at the lumbosacral. So this is our pelvis. This is the femur, the bone, the leg bone. And here, this is the lumbar vertebra, sacral vertebra. Here, the plexus at this junction at L5, S1 is Swadhisthana chakra. So next one, if you see, Chakra Manipurak, the essence of the jewel. So this is the place where the spinal cord ends. I don't know if you are able to make it out. The spinal cord is the one that ascends up, and here it ends. This is known as conus medullaris, a lowermost part of the spinal cord correlates, and there a lot of chakras come out. A lot of nerves come out, just like the light of the sun. So that may be the reason why it is called as solar plexus. Look at the appearance, so many nerves coming out of this. So this is Chakra Manipurak. Chakra Anahat, as we said, it is in the heart. And in the heart, you can see there are two things for pacemaker, as a pacemaker. So Anahat is something that they have, this nerve plexus, they have correlated with the arterioventricular node of the heart. Chakra Visuddhi, it is in the laryngeal area, the Adam's apple that we say in men. So it is located behind the Adam's apple, and that corresponds to the cervical vertebra, the vertebral column. And in that area, the part of the spinal cord that correlates to C5, it correlates with the location of Visuddhi chakra. Next, we will look at Agya chakra. So the Agya chakra that you see here, Brikuti ke madhya mein, in between both the eyebrows, that is the location. And when you focus there, it directly correlates with a gland known as pineal gland, which is becoming vestigial in human beings gradually. It wasn't like that before, but gradually it is being vestigial. The next one, yesterday, Niranjanji brought up the discussion of Brahmarandrakhya. Brahmarandrakhya. So Brahmarandrakhya is the chakra that Swamiji discusses, and that is at the base of the tongue. So see, this is the tongue, this is entire mouth, two lips, So tongue, and at the base of the tongue, you draw a line up, and that will correlate with Brahmarandrakya. So it will more or less will collide with the gland pituitary. And then comes your Brahmarandra, where is the location of the Sahasrara chakra, the chakra of 1,000 petals. If you look at a child, and as Niranjanji was saying yesterday, it is soft in a newborn, and this is the soft area commonly known as bregma or anterior fontanelle, and this is the location of the Sahasrara chakra, also known as Brahmarandra. And if to make it easier to see, if you look at the skull, this is the fusion of all the what we call as these bony prominences to form here anterior fontanelle. So this was just a basic understanding based on what we were discussing yesterday. And Lalmaniji, you can present your slide as you were presenting. Thank you. So I hope I didn't take a lot of time, but this was just biological. I'm repeating, this is not what we are here to talk about. These gyans, these knowledges are buddhi parak, as in you use your limited intellect and then you get this knowledge. And there's a big difference between the knowledge and traversing that path. It's so easy to get the knowledge. What I had to do, I Googled all of those and I got the knowledge. It took me 1 hour to get that knowledge. It's not same as what we are discussing. The Sarveda couplet of first mandal, 47th couplet, Ast chakra samput rahe, ardh mukhi tan mahi, Fule Sadguru ki kripa, udharva gagana mukha jahi. Ast chakra. Even Swamiji has mentioned here the word chakra, chakra. They are like the wheels. But I guess it's difficult to understand the closing and the opening of the wheels. So to make it simple, we say they are like kamal. They are like the lotus flower. So yesterday there was also a discussion on what is samput and the shape and size. Personally, the way I look at it, none of that matters, because it is just something which we try to define in the way we see it. But these are the locations which have a major role to play in our basic bodily function. So Asta Chakra, 8 chakras, Samput Rahe. Now with this Samput Rahe, you can correlate with it's awake, not awake, it's closed, it's open, it's moving, not moving. If you're talking in terms of chakras, you would like to say whether they are active, they are inactive. So shortly after that, Swamiji adds Ardh Mukhi Tan Mahi. And see, if you can see it very clearly, although these chakras are located within the physical body, so even Swamiji says that they are located, they have their location in our physical body. What do? They perform all the functions of the body, because those are the 7 major glands that regulate everything in our body. The way our body functions depends on those 7 major endocrine glands. So 2 things from yesterday, they regulate the bodily function and they are located within the physical bodies. But the question is, who can see them? And who has the knowledge of these? Maybe while doing the dissection of the body, I saw those plexuses. If I look back and look back in time, that okay, that is what I was seeing, was that was a plexus. Eyes can see, but can they really appreciate it? Can they really understand it? Do eyes have that knowledge that only comes from the blessings of Sadgurudeo, that you will be able to appreciate those chakras, their movements, or their opening or closing, if you are saying they are the lotus flower. So Ardh Mukhi Tan Mahi in our body. So Swamiji says clearly, Tan Mahi in our body. Ardh Mukhi, if it is a lotus flower, then it is closed. And if you look at a pond, the lotus flower, all the flowers are the bend at the stem and they look like they are facing downward. Phule Sadguru ki kripa. Remember these things or focus only on this as much as you can, because that is the core that we are discussing today. Phule Sadguru ki kripa means without Sadgurudeo's blessings, these chakras are not going to get activated, leading to Sushman Pravaha. It's only with the blessings of Sadgurudeo, these kamal, they open up. And the comparison given for us as a common man to understand is the way a lotus plant is facing downward and the same plant with the light of the sun. It moves upward, it opens up. In the similar manner, here the sunlight is the blessings of Sadgurudev. So remember this line, upon being graced by the Sadguru, the face of the chakras turn upward towards the sky. The lotus flower turns upward and blossoms only by seeing the sun. And here the sun is the grace of Sadgurudev. So see here, Swamiji has very nicely explained that a Samput Kamal is unblossomed chakras, unblossomed lotus plant, which blooms, turns the face upward in the pure light of Brahmavidya. Now, one important thing, as we have learned, that Sadafal, Sare Falon ko dene wala. So you get earth, dharma, moksha, everything with the blessings of Sadguru. And when with the grace of the Sadguru, your chakras open up, turned upward, you get that grace on your body. Your bodily functions become much better because these chakras are regulating your body and endocrine glands and neuronal junctions, that just by the grace of Sadgurudev, in the light of Sadgurudev, the chakras turn in a manner that not only they blossom, but our entire body blossoms. You must have seen certain Guru Bhais and those Varist Sant. They look different. Their face looks different. There's always a glow on their face, and that glow is not from sunscreen or moisturizer that is used, but it is an internal glow. The glow because of the opening of that kamal, opening of that lotus plant, or the movement of the chakra in the right direction. So the main thing that we need to discuss here is how we can be such a disciple to be worthy of Sadguru's grace, Sadguru's energy, Sadguru's blessings. We say that he is present everywhere. Yes. But if you are not someone who is present in his presence, then you're not, his grace will not be bestowed upon you. There are multiple Sansmaran related to Sadgurudeo, and I read it long ago. I do not remember exact name of the disciple. But the way the Sansmaran goes is that Sadguru had a disciple whom, the moment Sadguru met, he was very angry with that disciple. So the moment he woke up his eyes early morning, Sadguru ordered, how come you are still sleeping? It is already too late. You have to do this. And then Sadguru struck him with his lathi, with his stick, 6 times. Everyone around him in the presence of Sadguru felt sympathy for that disciple. They kept saying, we don't know why he is so angry with you. So disciples said that at least I'm getting something from him. And so for that, I don't need your sympathy. I'm not telling the story in the exact verbatim, but I'm just giving the essence. Someone else may know it much better. So the disciples said that it's not your sympathy that I need, but at least I'm getting something from Sadgurudeo, even if it's his anger. Time passed by, and then one day he was with other disciples sitting there, and Sadguru touched that disciple's forehead. His entire body started turning as if he got paralyzed. The mouth got twisted. Both the extremities were turning. Other disciples became fearful that what is happening to this person and what not. But after half an hour, he closed his eyes, he opened his eyes, and then Sadgurudeo asked him during the evening satsang to share his experiences. So only then people learn that how this Susman Pravah happens just with touch of Sadgurudeo. But you have to be deserving enough that Sadguru would like to touch you. Sadguru Kripa will be bestowed upon only when you become deserving of it. Those disciples who live in the ashram, they are constantly serving Sadguru. But if that service is only at the level of the limbs, hand and feet and body, waiting for something to happen, that is not a service. Look at the last line in this. The experience and knowledge has been and is attained by exclusive devotees, Ananya Sharan Bhakt. Ananya, uske jaisa koi nahi, no one like that person. Sharan, devotee, Bhakt, who is in the holy feet of Sadgurudeo, and no one is like that person. The speaker from yesterday very well explained that how different meditation technique exist, and they talk about these chakras and how they penetrate through or bhedana or accomplish or achieve or complete one chakra at a time. And most of the time, the entire life passes by. Before they achieve one, they lose the other one. So for them to even have Sushman Pravah, it may take 1 birth, 2 births, and God knows what. But as a Vihangam yogi, if you have all the guns and all the qualities of a disciple, then you will have blessings of Sadgurudeo. And then these are the minor achievements. These are not even achievements. These are the minor things in the pathway that you don't have to worry about. Sadhguru makes it happen. I remember very recently, yesterday. So discussing with someone about Sri Ravi Sankarji Maharaj and how Sudarshan Kriya happens or is done. I was smiling because I remember that Sudarshan Kriya happening on its own. The moment you focus and you really focus and you are into it, in the first stage of meditation itself, चीजें घटित होती है, कंप होता है, कुंभक लग जाता है. I don't know the English technical words for kumbhak and all those stuff, so I'm saying it in Hindi. So you will have to understand that these things are not to be discussed. Just for knowledge sake, we know there are 8 chakras in the body. Same way, we know we have liver, kidney, this and that organs. But when you have a disease, you don't go digging into the Google to find out what liver does, what kidney does. You give your entire body to someone you trust, a physician who has super specialization in that faculty. For example, if you have difficulty peeing, you go to a nephrologist. There you don't discuss about the anatomy of the kidney, where it is located, what it does, how is the medulla in the kidney and the cortex, because it's so much in detail that one person learns just the kidney for 4 years after completing the medical school of 4 years, a residency of 4 years, and then they do a specialization in kidney. All I'm trying to convey is that is not your business. Your business is to get better and lead your life. That is what Sadhguru is saying here. We should not get involved in these ast chakras. Phule Sadhguru ki kripa, his blessings is enough because he knows it. He is the master of this science. He has done PhD, doctorate, and whatever you can think of in this science. The moment he sees you, he knows your chakras are not aligned, and if you are capable merely by his touch, his blessings, all the chakras get aligned and Susman Prava happens. The intent behind that is not the end of Adhyatmic journey. That is just still the beginning. The intent is that you can now move forward in this path. So if a nephrologist took care of someone's kidney, does not mean that that is the end of that human being's journey. Kidney was one organ. The person took care of that organ so that that human being can feel better and do things that this life is given or is meant, whatever the person meant to do in that life. So we have to, with the blessings of Sadgurudeo, we have to live this science, leave this science of chakra to the master who can blossom all the lotuses all at once to take you to the next step. So just be a great disciple, a deserving disciple. Adarsh Shishya, there are so many prerequisites of Adarsh Shishya. Just by doing 10 minutes of meditation 2 times a day, it's good that we are doing it, or in Brahma Muhurt, but that does not make us an Adarsh Shishya. There are qualities of Adarsh Shishya. If you really have those qualities, only then you get Sadguru Kripa, the blessings of Sadgurudeo, and these chakras are done, and then you are beyond Susman Prava, and then the science of Vihangam Yoga begins. So back to you, host, and if I have made some mistakes, then please correct me. Whoever have this knowledge, feel free to correct me.
Thank you very much, Subhasji, for explaining this Doha so beautifully. In fact, couple things I noted down, and this was the very first time I was also able to see those closer locations of the chakra, although at the intellectual level, but still it makes a lot of sense, and at least our perception, our visualizations definitely is much improved. And at the same time, I like the analogy that you gave, that normally a patient, when they go to, he or she goes to a doctor, if that patient has a problem in maybe say kidney or something, the patient does not need to know all about the kidney. It's a duty of doctor, but once the patient have a full trust on the doctor, explains the problem, then doctor basically takes up the whole responsibility to take care of it. And I think really similarly, we also have to, I think, uh, although the knowledge is important in Vihangam Yoga, but about these chakra, I truly believe that we don't need to go that deep to exactly know more detail about each chakra and the location and how it functions. I mean, at higher level it's good to know, but does not need to know exactly, okay, how exactly Sadguru activates, or how exactly Sadguru finds the the chakra is samput, or it's blossomed, or what is the status and all that. So that's wonderful. I really appreciate. And in fact, I would like to invite the audience to use this time as an opportunity to ask any question you have to this platform. Our team will surely try to answer.
Those who join this session for the first time can introduce themselves. You can share your name, location, and how you came to know about this session. So please unmute yourself and come forward.
Yeah, so floor is open. Please come forward with your questions or introduce yourselves.
Hey, all, good morning. This is Srinivas. I joined from Raleigh, NC. So I came to know about the Vihangam Yoga, and then, I was there in the group. So today I was joined. I was, really, feel happy to know all these things, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Srinivas ji. Welcome to this Vihangam Yoga family. I'm sure you must have learned something, and we conduct this similar session every Sunday. We choose a different topic, and basically there is a different speaker also. So every time you listen to any spiritual topic with a different angle. So welcome to this family. Thank you.
Thank you, Lalmaniji.
Yeah. Anyone else want to ask any question or introduce?
That was a beautiful description by Subhasji. That was the first time I saw that there are actually physical manifestations of the geographical location of the invisible chakras. So basically, if I had understood it right, the concept is that the way the Panch Kosh, the 5 koshas or sheets of our construction is Sthul Sharir, Manmay Sharir, Pranamay Kosh, Gyanmay Kosh, Anandmay Kosh. So what they say is that what happens in the Manmay Kosh, which is your mind, with other indriyas, by the way, Antahkarn included in that. So what happens there is directly connected to what happens in the Pranamay Kosh, which is the Panch Prana with other indriyas. And then that is connected to the Sthul Sharir, which is the Panch Bhut. So that's why when people go through stress in their lives, anxiety, or let's say there's no spirituality in their life, then the mind is creating perturbance, which manifests into the energy sheath, and it creates imbalance, and it stays like that for innumerous lifetimes that we've had, because we were never that improved in the spirituality. And imbalance in the energy pattern manifests in the sthul sharir, which manifests in disease and so many other kinds of disease that happens in the physical body. So I think the spirituality really, addresses this from the core. Like today we see so much industry that has happened. I mean, with all respect, we want those industries, like psychiatrists, so many different kinds of therapies. And in fact, I was just in discussion with some people, and they were saying that the kids and people from rich families, they are going through tremendous stress. Then they go to these very expensive shops for those kind of treatment. And then from inside, I was thinking that I'm not sure how effective those things are actually, because the core is in the science, which is not touched, which is not discussed. And so that sounds like it is more of a therapy, which is a short-term feel-good instrument, as opposed to addressing the root cause. So I just wanted to hear what are your thoughts, especially Subhasji, because you belong from that kind of a background. And what is your opinion and thought on that, on these two dimensions of addressing, even though the spirituality is not just to address that, it is far beyond. But if one touches the core, they will be on the path of the ultimate while naturally addressing these things. So if some sadhak guru bhais can comment on that. Thank you.
Yeah, request Subhashi to, please.
Ji. Niranjan ji always bring such questions that not only mind-boggling, but has a deep impact on our day-to-day life. So talking about the kids, you said that you see our kids have always something or the other going on. For example, depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and whatnot. Do they need medication? Or do they need this chakra treatment? I remember long ago, there was a Reiki Chikitsa, a paddhati, a technology of transferring your energy based on associating yourself with the aura or the energy of the other person, and find out which chakra is malaligned, and then you send your energy to that person and you align their chakras and they feel better. Those are meaningful things. I've seen them happening. That those can be done based on the energy points, the energy released from your fingertips to that person. And the person who was giving the energy got drained, was very tired after this process. A lot of it could be confounding factor there, biases, placebo, God knows what. But these things are so difficult to do. In the current material realm, it's easy to be on the cell phone, the screen, and go through Twitter and Facebook and YouTube 1,000 times, but it's not easy to even meditate for more than 10 minutes, or sometimes not even that 10 minutes. So yes, to answer your question, if our kids or we as a whole have that ability, first of all, have that understanding that our chakras get affected by the environment, by the stress level, and that malaligns every function of the body. For example, something in psychiatry, we call it as irritable bowel syndrome. What is it? The person complains of diarrhea and constipation alternatively every day or every other day, especially when the person is stressed. So this diarrhea and constipation, for that person to have a normal functioning life, so-called normal as in our social norms dictate that we go to work, we make money so that we make our ends meet. So under that social norm, to make that person functioning, medications are necessary because we don't know any better. Let's put it this way. All I'm saying is that if there was a Reiki Chikitsa who would sense the aura, and yesterday Sudhanshu Si was sharing how Sant Sri Namdevji could tell from the aura itself what kind of person is in that image. So if we have those capable people who know how to regulate a particular chakra, which is way more basic than what we are talking about today. Today we are talking about spirituality, which is beyond all these 8 chakras. But based on your question that are these medications necessary or what would be different? So medication is necessary because we do not have such qualified people to sense the chakras and which chakra is defective, which chakra is malaligned and needing energy. If that can be done in the way it should be done, then yes, most of the people will not need the medical service, which is so prevalent and everyone is on some or the other medication. To your surprise, I would like to share is the psychiatry as a realm is based on what they call it a biopsychosocial model. Bio is only the part of neurotransmitters and whatnot, but they are talking about psychosocial and spiritual model. So when it comes to psychiatry or treating my patients with medication, even I teach them every time, medication will only do so much. Until and unless your social, psychological, and spiritual aspect of your life is not the way it should be, you're not going to be a whole again. You're not going to be the complete, fulfilled, happy person as you want to be or as a human being should be on this earth. But discussing this and for people to understand this, practice this, adopt this, it has not been easy. At times I have discussed Vihangam Yoga meditation with my patients. But the issue is they have so much difficulty even acknowledging that we as human beings were not born only to eat, sleep, reproduce, and die. That the purpose of the life was beyond. And let's forget that. That is something beyond. Even understanding that the dynamics of 2 people in a room, the father, mother, and the daughter or the son, dictates their mental health, and that needs to be worked upon. And when I'm talking about it, I see all 3 of them sitting in the room on their cell phone. There comes the helplessness for them looking at the cell phone to have 4,000 virtual friends, non-existent, of no use. They will never show up for anything. And to get their like, dislike is more important than communicating with the family members. So a lot of mental illness has become dominant in our children, since the COVID era, because they got more pleasure, more gratification, satisfaction out of their cell phone than anything else. So their brain learned that this is where the pleasure lies. And it's just like if you learn that eating a rasagulla or a sweet is good, it feels good, but it cannot be your staple food. You cannot be totally dependent on rasgulla, eating breakfast, dinner, lunch, breakfast, dinner, lunch. And that is what our generation, our kids, unfortunately have gotten into. Our kids should have this scenario where today, like Lalmani ji and her daughter Shivani, both are acting as a host, beyond cell phone, beyond anything. So these learning things also impact our chakras with the cognition, with the way we get things from our environment. And that is the way our kids can function better. But some of them are in such a horrible situation. I have most of the kids trying to commit suicide, trying to kill themselves. So I guess I'm deviating from the topic, so I will not go in detail. Let's back to you, Lalmani ji.
Thank you very much.
Sadgurudeo Srirang here. I would also like to express some of my thoughts on this topic.
Yeah, please, Srirangji, go ahead.
Sure. So I think it's very well explained by Subhashji. What is the need. In fact, I do feel that even though these medications and treatments are not the would not address the root cause, they are very much essential. Because see, when somebody is going through a problem, right, that problem needs to be addressed first. So if somebody has suicidal tendencies, those should be addressed first. Without that, we cannot go back and try to fix the root cause, right? So the immediate problem at hand should be addressed, and then you can tell them what was the basic issue because of which the problem came into existence, right? So for example, I think Sadgurudev says that if you want someone to follow meditation, make sure that they are well fed, right? If they are hungry, they will not focus in meditation. You cannot teach them adhyatma if they are hungry. So I think same principle goes everywhere. We have to address the immediate issue first, and then we can tell them, then we can show them the right path. If you look at various different medical practices, right? We have Ayurveda, which is focusing on the well-being of a person so that they don't fall sick. So when somebody has a heart attack, we cannot tell them that we are going to give you Ayurvedic treatment, because that would not be effective in that situation, right? So even though treating putting a stent in the heart or having a heart surgery to remove blockage is not the permanent solution for the problem, the lifestyle has to be changed. But at that point of time, it is a necessary treatment, even though that is not going to fix the root cause unless somebody changes their lifestyle. So I think each treatment has its own purpose, and it is very essential, because without treating the problem at hand, you cannot go back and say that I want to fix the root cause. So I think everything has a importance in this human life, because everybody is not on the right path. If everybody was following all the guidelines for healthy life, then the medical science that we know as of today probably would have been looked very different. But that's not the case, right? And that is why each treatment, each science has its place in this human life. Thank you.
Thank you, Srirangji. I saw some more people were, yeah, please go ahead, Srinivasji.
Lalmaniji, I have a, sorry if I'm asking a basic question. I'm new to these things, and I would like to know what is the, basic quality I should have to get a blessings of, Sadhguruji.
Yeah, good question. I would like Dr. Subhashi to answer this question.
Thank you, Lalmaniji. It is very important question that you have brought forward. There is an entire book by Swamiji known as Adarsh Shishya. And it talks about individual qualities that a Shishya must have. And out of all those, Astikya Bhav, and as we say, Yam, Niyam, Pranayam, Dhyan, Dharana, all these is something that you need to install in yourself. But more important is that passion, that desire, that longing, knowing that I am nothing without this. The example that come across is, if there was a coal, burning coal on your head, the urge that you will have to throw away that coal, that is the urgency that you need for your spiritual growth. That is the love and commitment you need with that Sadgurudeo. There have been discussions of disciples who were so devoted to Sadgurudeo that the moment they heard that something happened to Sadgurudeo, they started feeling pain. They started having the suffering that they learned that Sadgurudeo came across some kind of, let's say, physical damage or any harm, and they started feeling it. So, or if you were drowned in a river, the amount, the pressure, the requirement that you would feel for your head to come out, to breathe again, that is the commitment and passion that you need towards Sadgurudev. That is an Adarsh Shishya whose life and everything is devoted. And it is also given with multiple comparisons. And I remember this from one of the discourses of Swamiji. चातक आठो याम की शशि चकोर की रीत भृंगी स्वर मृगा चले अहिर मणि जैसी प्रीत पपिहा टेक ही ना तजे सलभ दीप तन नाश ऐसी प्रीति जो संत की darshan chhatwa mas. The preet, the love that we talk about here, the best example that could be given is between husband and wife. जिस तरह पत्नी अपने आने वाले पति के लिए अहिर्निश खिड़की पे बैठकर उस राह को तकती रहती है, the way a wife whose husband is away and she is sitting at the window looking at those road, the steps from where her husband would come. That is an example. That is a very little, very minuscule example of the kind of love that you have or you should have for Sadgurudev towards this ambition of how to get Sar Shabd. Other examples are that these are the village women who do not have water in their house. They take 3 different vessels. One they keep on the top of their head, one is on one hand, one is on their waist, and they're also walking and talking to their friends. And they fill all those vessels The road in the village is totally uneven, filled with gravels. And the way they walk on that uneven road, talking about everything that has happened in their daytime, nighttime. But their focus, their surati, is continuously on the top vessel so that it does not fall down. They are not holding the top vessel with their hand. So that kind of surati should be ahirnish, rato din, every moment. Ahirnish, when your focus is there, then that is the pathway. But as a beginner, I would always say that seva, sadhan, satsang, and swa adhyay. These are the 4 basic traits that a good disciple will have. Seva is the other way how you be service, how you can be of service to others by inspiring them with this knowledge, by making them understand the importance of this knowledge in their life. Distributing, sharing the knowledge, and seva can be done with the level of body, speech, money, in every form. Sadhan, the way you have been asked to meditate, whatever bhumi or level you are on, practicing it as advised 2 times a day, most importantly in Brahmurt, satsang, that you are present in, and swa adhyay, reading Swarveda and getting the essence of Vihangam Yoga is also very important. Back to you, Lalmuniji.
Thank you so much, Subhashji.
Thank you, Srinivasji and Subhasji. I saw somebody else wanted to ask something or share some views. Was it? Yeah, Hasmukh.
Yeah, this is Hasmukh. Subhasji, you have explained so beautifully with diagrams and everything. And just the last question by Srinivasji and your answer was excellent. What are the qualification of disciple? And longing, how really burning desire you have. That's of the most importance. Whether the disciple is feeling that need, that I may have money, I may have house, I may have beautiful children, I may have everything, but there is still something missing in me. As long as the disciple do not feel that kind of longing, that surrendering attitude towards the guru, the grace may be there. It's not that guru is going to bestow grace. Grace is always there. But the disciple is not able to understand or recognize it because of so much stuff that we have filled up our life with. And until the disciple does not feel that burning desire that I have every burden, what now? I have everything. That vacuum, until that recognition comes, even though there is a krupa and always there, you cannot recognize it. So I think like right here it says, Ananya Sharana Bhakta. That's of very importance, more than Guru's grace. How important is disciples' grace, disciples' longing? So you explained it very beautifully, Subhasji, with some examples, with Chakor and all these things. Until you are drowning, you don't know, I want to come out of this. That kind of helplessness, until when one feels, knowing all these diagrams and anatomy and examples of doctors and this patient, they're all beautiful. But somebody who is living in a distant village, a totally illiterate person, can't even read. They don't know what these anatomy is all, but if they have pure heart and that longing, grace is always there. So I think we have to know these things, patient, doctors, and diagrams and anatomy. 50 years ago, I did not know any of these diagrams. And it's beautiful now that we have it. And later on, it may be three-dimensional. But I think this is going introvert within ourselves. While we're looking at the diagram, I was thinking about my own body. It's an invisible force that is going through this Sushumna Pravaha, all this lotus and everything. It's invisible. We have to go look that invisible with our own idea or internal surrendering attitude, and then feel it. And then grace just does the job. So that's what I was thinking about. And I don't know if it makes sense to you.
Yes, Sadgurudeo. Very well said, Hasmukhji, and the question by Srinivasji and responses by Subhasji and all. I just wanted to add one other thing, Srinivasji. I don't know what kind of spiritual swadhyaya, self-learning you have done in the past, but I myself was on that path since 2015 till I joined Vihangam Yoga in 22. So it takes that level of rooting. If you are coming from the knowledge path, then that will be the kind of a swadhyaya is very, very critical. And the other thing that I tell a lot of my colleagues is, unless a soul has started asking 4 questions in their life, if they haven't come to those 4 questions, then especially the Vihangam Yoga is more durlabh. It's very difficult to understand the deep science here. And those four questions are: who am I? Where have I come from? What am I doing here? And where will I supposed to go? Where am I supposed to go? So, but generally, these 4 questions happen to very few souls. It was actually happening to me in 2015, because in spite of all the job and improvement and everything, there was always something missing. That am I? And when you are looking at people who are like 10 years, senior to you, or further ahead in their careers and their lifestyle, and I was already questioning myself, like, do I really want to be there? Is there joy? Is there a bliss? What am I going to get there? So all these questions were happening. And then the journey began. But if you stumble on the Vihangam Yoga in a very early stage of that thing, I would say that you are very lucky. It didn't happen to me like that. It took a lot of routing like that. And I think it's all by design also sometimes. So I think just to encourage, this is kind of a little sansmara. So I just wanted to pass that on to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hasmukhji, and all the other attendees to share your views and ask questions. And thanks to Dr. Subhasji for answering those questions. I always, whenever I listen to Subhasji, I always feel that he mesmerizes with his profound knowledge, and he goes dive deep on any topic. We always feel as if we keep listening to him, but of course we have a time limitation. So now I think we have a time to move on to the next part of this satsang. Okay, so Shivani, I have a question to you. You must be knowing that we conduct a group meditation session every day at 7 a.m. EST and 7 p.m. EST. Do you join them?
Not really, Papa.
Why, Shivani?
Because look, I'm getting ready for school at 7 a.m. and in the evening I either have classes or I'm busy doing homework. So because of that, I have to skip the 7 p.m. meditation session.
That's a serious problem. And I think others might have similar problems also.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, but I think no need to worry on this auspicious occasion of Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj Punya Tithi, which today, in India for last 5 days, today is the 5th day, we are celebrating this Sadguru Stafal Devji's Maharaj 70th Punyatithi. And on that auspicious occasion, NAIVY has also opened few more, meditation slots so that people can join. And now, as you can see in the slide, Monday through Friday, our session will be at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and then in the evening, 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. And all these times are in EST time zone. So, you can convert in your own time zone also. And on weekend, especially on Saturday, Sunday, the session will be at 7 a.m. and then 9 a.m. for the morning part. And in the evening, 7 p.m. and 10 p.m.
Wow, this is wonderful. I like the 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. slots on the weekdays. 6 a.m. is the time when we can meditate with less hassles, and 10 p.m. is the best time for me as I can meditate and then go to bed. This will help all of us to do meditation in the evening and have a good, peaceful sleep. Also, same applies to Saturday and Sunday. I like 9 a.m. time too. This gives an opportunity to sleep a little longer on the weekend and still not miss meditation.
You are absolutely right, Shivani. This will also allow, in fact, people from a Pacific time zone also to attend these sessions, because 10 p.m. in EST means 7 p.m. PST, which is much better than earlier time slots that they had, like it was 4 a.m. morning or 4 p.m. morning evening. So I think this probably gives some more slots, easy to join the session and do meditation. So okay, I think and at the same time I would request everyone, if you have any question or concern regarding this meditation session, you can always connect on the phone lines provided here through WhatsApp, or you can connect to us through our website www.us.vihangamyoga.org. And soon we will be distributing these flyers also, which you can forward it to your friends and families. People from all across the world can join this session. There's no fee, there's no charge. And all these sessions are just a 30-minute session where you practice breathing exercise, you practice Guru Mantra chanting, and then you meditate for 10 minutes. So all of these are catering to the same time slots, 30 minutes. So this is, I think, wonderful. And we will start these sessions starting tomorrow. So I think now the time has come for the next part of this segment.
Now the time has come to announce the Warriors of the Week and inductees of the week from Brahmut Meditation Group. Warriors are those who meditated for the past 7 days between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. And inductees are those who meditated for a few days in the last week and are in the journey of doing it in all 7 days. The Warriors of the Week are
Bhagwati Patel ji, Prachi Shirsagar ji, Shirang ji, Surya Alam Raju ji, Tejinder ji. Oh, I think somehow this list is, I guess, old one. Sorry for that. And then inductees of the week is Amit Talakar ji, Anup Kumar ji, Maya ji, Mayuri Krishnan ji, Murugan ji, Ranjini ji, Rashmi ji, Tanuja ji. But I apologize, I think this list is not up to date. I think somewhere this is wrong, so we'll just move on.
So we have now reached the last phase of today's workshop. In this phase, we chant a short version of Shanti Path. In Shanti Path, we chant for peace for everyone in this universe. May Sadgurudeo bless the entire cosmos with peace, love, and prosperity.
I request Jessica ji again to sing the last 4 lines of Shanti Path.
Shanti Path. Hey Prabhu Shanti Swarupa Ho, Shanti Shanti Maya Shanti, Shanti Shanti Jana Shanti Ho, Purna Shanti Maya Shanti. Hey Prabhu Shanti Pradana Kara, Dora Ho Sarva Shanti, Deva Sada Phala Shanti Maya. Shanti Shanti Sukha Shanti, Boliya Sadgurudeo Bhagavan Ki Jai.
Jai. Thank you very much, Jessica ji. Now, I would like to thank all of you for joining us and make this satsang successful. I encourage everybody to ponder upon the topic that we discussed today. Special thanks to Srinivas ji, Niranjan ji, California, Jessica ji, Dr. Subhas ji, Shirang ji, and Hasmukh ji, and all the other participants for their active participation. I pray to the Sadgurudeo for peaceful and spiritual week ahead for all of us. See you all next Sunday at same time, at same Zoom link. Have a wonderful day ahead, and Jai Sadgurudeo.